put these on first and then I put those on. Hi everybody, welcome to the Friday stream. Happy birthday to Ellipse. I hope that you have precisely the day that you want to have for your birthday. How are you guys doing? Okay, does this work? I've moved, I was saying earlier, I moved everything. And I'm not yet convinced that I haven't broken something. I look very dark here, and it's fine. I'm usually too bright, so it'll be all right. Oh, don't worry about it next time. Happy Friday. You've been running Invincible for well over a year. You always had it set to normal. Oh no. Oh, that's a pretty big oops. One of the not 100% related, but somewhat related. One of the videos that I have I'm working on, it's not ready yet, but one of the videos that I'm working on is the Legion tips that I've learned too late. Because I keep finding things out that are like, man, if I had known that a year ago, I've been doing Legion wrong this whole time. So, welcome to the stream. I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess I diddle around here while we chat for a minute and figure out what we're going to do. Is there like a time walking or like is there something that I should be doing that I'm not aware of? I just got done with raid testing on the PTR. We were testing heroic, a boss on not the PTR, the alpha. So I got some footage recorded for that. The group that I joined, and I don't know if this is just because you're trying to pug a heroic boss on alpha or if it's like specific to the group that I joined, but we did not get it past phase 1. We never saw phase 2, so it's kind of unfortunate, but there's almost always a second, round of testing, so hopefully I can see the rest of the fight at that time. I was really excited to start recording that in 4K so that when I'm making those guides and I zoom in like 19,000 times in something, it'll still look okay, but as it turns out, while my computer can run WoW at 4K pretty good, recording at 4K apparently a different issue. It did it okay on live, but recording alpha 4K just wasn't. I tried. I was able to do 1440p, but that's about as much as it can do, so I'm still wanting a computer upgrade at some point, but that's not a today problem. That's an another day Hazel problem. How are you guys doing? Good evening. First time back out to your stream. Haven't been able to catch you live. I'm happy to be here while you're live. I'm glad you guys are all here. It's been a long. There's nothing wrong with today, but I'm just a little sleepy. I stayed up really late last night, finishing the video talking about this new camera setup. That one took me longer to make than I thought. Most things do. But it took me longer to make than I thought, so I stayed up really late doing that, and then I had to get it pretty early to make sure that I would have the vlog out and done before raid testing started. So I'm just a little sleepy. Oh, there's gold. Oh, I love these. These are the missions. These are the juicy ones. When you know you've made it in your... Oh. Well, why can't I... If I can kill him in a mission, how come he won't give me an egg? Maybe we should see if he's up so that we can get some eggs. But anyways, if you can get these rolling for 200% and you can just throw those in like a character or two, that's when you really know you're cooking. Everything else is, artifact power is fine. I'm almost at 75 traits in this weapon. I'm at 74 in like 3/4. I think, let's see, Sleepy Kitty, yeah. So I actually have, let's see if there's anything I can at least do. I guess I can do an emissary. Actually, you know what I can do is I can unlock Nightfallen. I did this Nightfallen emissary, and then I realized that I never actually unlocked that faction, and you can't turn in, unless I'm missing something, as far as I know. Maybe we'll find out a tip to add to my Legion things I learned too late, but as far as I know, you're unable to turn in a Nightfallen Emissary. You can complete it, but you can't turn it in until you've actually at least done the intro quest to unlock Shalaron. So I guess we can do that while we chat and catch up. How do you manage reading the chat? I have a pop-out window. So when you write, like, there's 3 little dots in the top right-hand side of the chat window, and then you can pop that out into a whole other window. So I have you guys blown up a fair bit so that things don't leave the screen super quickly. So we'll start with magic message. This is just kind of like a thing to do while we catch up. We can do a poll in a little bit if you guys want to vote on what we should do here, but the only really idea that I have, the only idea I really had going on was, we could always actually level my, my little Lightforged run Paladin, because I said, like, we did that poll last time, and that one, the poll was leveling, and then, I was like, well, let's level it with PvP pet battles, then I queued, like, 9 PvP pet battles and never won. That, I feel some guilt over that. You know, I promised you guys Lightforged leveling, and that's not what you got, so maybe we'll do some of that. Kitty cam day, So the kitty camera is using the camera that I used to have on me. This is the new camera, and that actually means that I now have, an extra camera. So at some point, maybe for next, depending on how fast Amazon Prime works, I have enough cameras to put a camera on both the fish and the cat whenever the cat is available, but I do not have enough USB extension cables right now because they have to go a little ways from the computer. So I need to order another one of those. They're cheap. That's not a big deal. But I will eventually be able to have 3 cameras. And then people will show up and they'll be like, where's WoW? Is it under there? I see a zoo. I don't see any World of Warcraft. I don't know how I've gotten here. You're making me yawn. There's going to be a lot of that. I'm sorry. Billy, thank you very much for the super chat. Happy Friday the 13th. That's right. It is Friday the 13th. Am I not supposed to have an item? Yeah, there we go. I noted that this morning when I was writing down the date. So, like, whenever I make my list of, like, stuff to do in a day, I always write the date at the top of it. Not for any real particular reason, but I think it's because, like, back in, like, high school, you know, whenever I was starting a piece of homework or a piece of work of any kind, that's always what you would do, is you would write the date at the top of the page. So that's just something that I still do. But anyways, I remember, I noted it was Friday the 13th. I was thinking, I really hope nothing goes horribly wrong today. It's not a... so far, we've been so good. Couple of most things have been fixable. No huge disasters. How's your Friday the 13th been? Mine has been awful. Oh no. I love your hair, Hazel. Thank you. Not a fan of PvP pet battles. How's the fish doing? Healing okay? Yeah. So the fish. I was gonna talk about it on the vlog, but then I didn't. I forgot. He's doing fine. His fins are healing in most of the spots. But there appear to be new damage to them, and I went and took out, like, I had already taken out everything sharp. I went again, and sanded down some spots in his decorations that I thought might be suspect. I doubt it, but just in case. His pagoda used to have some plastic, like, little teeny plastic plants on it. I took those off just in case. I don't think that's what's doing it. It looks like tail biting now. Now that I look at it, the edges of them aren't black, and they're not bleeding, and they're not swollen. They're just missing in, like, little like indents. So that looks, when I compare it to pictures of fish tail damage online, it looks like tail biting, but I have never seen him do it. And wait, what have I done here? Did I mean to click on that? Why am I on a hippogriff? Did I just Flightmaster's whistle? I don't know what I'm doing today. Yeah, so now I'm thinking it might be tail biting. I've never seen him do it. I don't know. I don't know. He seems more comfortable since I rearranged his decorations. I added an Indian almond leaf, a couple of those. Those are supposed to help with all sorts of different beta stuff. It's, I don't know. PvP pet battles are hard. How much was your computer? That's kind of a hard question to answer, just because it's a little bit of, like many people, it's a little bit of a Franken-rig. Originally, back in 2012, I built it. Well, I built a computer in 2012. Some of the parts which I'm still using, that was about $1,200. I don't have an exact total for what everything is in there is worth now, because I bought parts mostly one at a time as they failed or as I was trying to troubleshoot things. The only things that are left over in there from the original build are the CPU and the RAM. Everything else, including the motherboard, has been replaced at some point or another in the last 6 years. But it's about time to start fresh. I think that, I don't know if it's my processor or my graphics card, but one of those two things, if not both of them, is really limiting me from getting, like, really smooth recording in 4K, which is fair. I mean, it's a lot of pixels. You always end up battling the same person over and over. That's a pretty normal thing. There's just not enough people in the queue. That will get better whenever there is a pet battle bonus XP event rolling around, like one of these guys, because people are doing their weekly, so you get a bit of a wider player pool. You'll still get a couple of repeat queues, but sometimes it can work in your favor if whatever team you're running happens to counter whatever team they're running. But mostly the people I repeat queue into are using, like, a super meta team, and I'm over here trying to invent a family brawler team, and it does not work out well for me. Is it hard to build a computer? How did you build yours? I would not say it's hard. I would say that it's expensive, and it's expensive, and, like, okay, so building the computer is not hard. Figuring out what you did wrong and why the darn thing won't turn on, that's a little bit more stressful. But basically, it's a lot of plugging stuff in. and it's a lot of Googling to try and figure out how to fix little minor things. But it's really not that hard. I learned off of YouTube. I watched a series of YouTube videos back in 2012 when I decided to do it, and tried it, and it worked fine. You need to adjust the super chat alert. It's really small in the corner. Oh, true. Yeah, I've been having some... Hang on, let me see. Let's pull up a test for that here. So, Streamlabs. Odd issues with a couple of things. Because I'm now having to swap back and forth between 4K and not 4K on OBS. Because I'm playing in 4K. I'm trying to stream in 1080, but I was previously... Anyways, things are... It should have... Let's test that so I can see exactly how small it is. Super chat. What have you guys been up to? Any good mount drops? I've been trying to think of what mounts I'm gonna go for next. Let's see. Test super chat. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty small. Not that one. I'm trying to think of what mounts I'm gonna add to my My root once. Oh, that didn't really help. I can't get a grip on it. How did I move it in the first place? Is that it? No, that's not it. Actually, I'm gonna not worry about it for now. We're just gonna have tiny alerts for a little bit. In a nicer piece of stream admin news, we do have new emotes up. So Hazelfish, I don't know if I added them to the description, but Hazelfish Want and 10 are now available for sponsors. I lost my chat window. My new camera is a little bit bigger than my old camera, so if you see me ducking around it. Oh, Moritz no, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Monaghan? I'm so sorry, I don't know. Thank you very, very much for the super chat. I appreciate that. First stream I've been to, this is dope. Well, I would like to start accomplishing something. There we go. You know, maybe we're gonna finish this quest line and unlock Surmar. And then maybe after that, we'll turn in the emissary and get just all of the legendaries, because so far, I got a couple more since the last time I did this. So I had a Burning Wish was my first one. And then I put the Signet of the Grand Army, I put that into the bank because I got, basically what I'm using right now is Burning Wish and Zenkaram. Not ideal. The other things I have handy are the Twins Painful Touch, which is the Shadow or Pain Fingers, which is awful, and the other ring, I say as I wiggle my fingers, the Signet of the Grand Army, so... You know, no Safus, no Prydas, no belt, no chest. I mean, even wrist would be better, but I will take what I have for now. It's not like I really need it for anything specific. Excited for the Bumblebee mount? I am. I am. Well, I'll be excited. I think I'll allow myself to get properly excited after I know how it's gotten, because I have in the past gotten really excited for mounts that turned out to be Mythic Raid exclusive, and I know for a fact that I'm not getting that for a very, very long time. You're obsessed with a BFA Parrot mount? I'm thinking of starting a Piratey Rogue just to ride around on it. I'm excited about that one because it looks, I mean, you know, riding a giant bird is just awesome in itself. And the Raven, the Rogue class mount Raven, was like the closest thing. Is that what other? I mean, I guess there's like lots of magic birds. You know, we've got like hawks and firebirds and stuff, but just like I love mounts that look like normal animals, just really big. You know. You got it's pronounced Monaghan. Okay. Hopefully I did that. Hopefully I did that okay. You got the Felglow Manta Ray yesterday. Congrats. I'm hoping to get my last one at some point between now and, you know, August. I don't really want to have to. I think that's a good goal to set before BFA comes out, is to make it so that you don't have to go back to Argus. I think I'm actually missing another one. I think I'm missing Wrangler Kravos' mount. Argus. I can't. I will once we've walked here all the way and we can check it out. Hazel, thank you for all of your material. Thanks for watching it. What advice can you give to obtain a legendary? I did a video on that, and it basically boils down to do a lot of stuff. You know, raids on difficulties, mythic plus zeros, regular mythic plus for your weekly cash. You want to keep up with your emissary. More recently, you want to do invasion points on Argus. But it works out you're doing a lot of stuff. I love that you have a cat cam cutest ever. Oh, she moved. Hang on. She moved. Cat. No, not that one. I need to, I'm trying to adjust the cat cam to get the cat back on it. Or more on it. So, pan. Oh, no, she's hidden. Hi. There you go. She looks, that camera, just the way the angle's on her, is making her look really tiny. She's not that small of a cat. She's a kind of small cat, but that's making her look like she's just itty bitty. The rat stallion. Oh no, I don't have the rat stallion yet either. I did, I think, like 2 days of grinding for the sightless eyes. Back when, I did 2 days of grinding for the sightless eyes back, like when Legion first came out with my guild. And I haven't touched it since. I have not touched it since. I don't even know how many I got. It was probably on my other priest. Enter one of these days. What kind of tea you have? I have a mint tea today. I just have mint rose tea. Normally I drink a caffeinated tea on the afternoon stream, but because I had such a short night last night, I'm kind of thinking that we hang out and we chill and we stream for the normal time, which is 3 to 5. And then after the stream ends, I'm thinking I go to bed. Oh no, cat. Oh, you coming over here? I'm thinking of just taking like a nice nap. I know it's gonna ruin my sleep schedule, but I feel like it's needed. Cause I don't want to fall asleep during Overwatch League. I gotta watch Soul. I think Soul is fighting Gladiators at 8, and I'm really excited about that. So I'm searching. Oh, I just needed to go a little closer. I see. I've done this, I think, probably at least 5 times now. You'd think I would have remembered what to do. Have you seen the Gilded Seraph Shoulders in a Void Elf, please? It looks awesome. Gilded Seraph Shoulders. That's the recent tier, right? Let's see here. Let me finish this and I'll check it out. I haven't really decided. I'm really excited about being able to wear a wider variety of mogs on my Void Elf priest that I was really able to pull off of my gnome. Gnomes are so short that they really squish armor down quite a bit. But on my Void Elf, you know, you get the full effect of stuff. So I've been wearing this and I will probably continue to wear this. Are you coming up or not? Are you coming up here? She's just staring at me. Excuse me. I'll probably continue to wear this for a while because I'm pretty into the heritage. Apparently the shoulder purple stuff is part of the chest plate, I think. Like if I take off the chest. Yeah, I don't understand. They really want you to put the bra on if you're gonna have the crazy purple stuff, but I'm gonna wear that for a while. But eventually, hello, hi. What kind of angle do you guys have on the cat right now? You guys do not have an angle on the cat. You can see the cat head a little bit. Oh, I won't worry about it. Oh, if I try and adjust that, I'm just gonna like unfixably. You like the Raven from Tanan Jungle? I'm surprised that they didn't continue to recolor that because that was like the Dread Raven was I guess it was a Warlord's bird, but the Dread Raven was the Warlord's Collector's Edition mount, and then we had like the crazy green version, the Dread Raven, and then I feel like that was it. How do I set up a Patreon for you? You would be my first. So the website is patreon.com/Hazelnuttygames. When you make an account on that site, it should have all of your options laid out. Hi, squirrely people. Happy Friday. Your outlaw rogue rides the giant rat only because my follower rides one. That's a good reason. That's a good reason to coordinate a mount. I've never done that. I've noticed Zabber flying around on his he rides this shot mount actually. He rides the blood. What do you call it? The bat. What's the name of that bat? Bat. Blood something. Armored Bloodwing. He rides the Armored Bloodwing. And for the longest time, like much longer than it should have taken me to figure out what was going on, I kept being kind of upset that somebody was like swooping right on top of me and attacking everything that I was attacking. I was like, why are you following me around? And then I would realize, oh, that's actually my dude. So I've learned to kind of visually tune out the Bloodwing, but it took me a little bit too long to get used to that. You're trying to get your Fisher Friends done before BFA drops? Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I think originally when Fisher Friends came out, I decided I didn't want to do it because the rewards were mostly things that I didn't feel like I needed. It's probably still true, but I'm still kind of tempted to do it because it's going to be so much harder to do later if I change my mind in the future. And, you know, the bobbers are pretty neat. Itty bitty kitty, super cute. I think I'm a little bit behind in chat. Your cat's very cute. I'm a cat person. My son's first word was Hazel. Was that? Oh my goodness. Loves watching your videos. He gets hyper after watching your videos. He's a future WoW player. That's pretty cool. I made it. I think my cat has started coughing on me for attention. She only coughs at me. Little does she know that method will wind her up in the dreaded place. Where's the dreaded place? Oh, the vet. I see. For a second I was thinking, where are you going to put your cat? Oh, man. I was on my guild Discord actually a little bit last night, and I was getting to know one of my guildie's friends, and his dog in the background would bark at him when he sneezed. Like, this dog would get really upset whenever this guy sneezed, which wasn't very often. It was like once or twice, but he's like, yeah, every time I sneeze, my dog just like goes nuts. He just can't stand it. It's like, well, maybe he thinks you're barking. Okay, so now we can actually turn this in, and we can cross our fingers. I don't think I'm really due for a legendary. I got one from an emissary not too long ago. It wasn't any good. Yeah, no. Nothing there, but at least I can turn those in now, so that's something. Solar Spirehawk looks pretty too. What's the best way to farm curious coins? Farming curious coins? I feel like you just kind of live your life. You let curious coins happen to you. Do you guys know any way to farm them? I've only ever gotten them from emissary boxes, and there's no way to really farm those aside from keeping up with them. What was the story? The nap story? Oh, it wasn't a very long story. It was mostly that I'm really looking forward to a nap after the stream. That's why I'm drinking a mint tea instead of like a more caffeinated one. I'm thinking of sleeping for like an hour, and then I can get back up and make dinner and watch the Soul game. Isn't there a couple of pets from Fisher Friends? There is one, and I did enough for that one. So you don't actually need to finish the Fisher Friend. You don't need to finish. It's the Asuna one. If you get her not too exalted, but I think it's revered, Alicia of the Waters, she'll sell you the Ghost Shark for 50 of the things. So I did just enough of it to get my Ghost Shark while I was making the Fisher Friends video. And after that, that's the only pet. The rest of them are toys as far as I know. What are the coins for? There is a vendor in Dalaran that will sell you a variety of things. Not all at once on any given day. There's a different thing that he offers. One of those options is a mount. Here, I'll show you. It's a turtle. War Turtle. Arcadian War Turtle, yeah. So this is the Curious Coin mount. And there's also like a couple of toys. There's some like combat bonus items that are apparently not all that useful anymore because they don't work in Argus. But that's the mount. It's a little bit goofy. They come from random boss drops as well. Oh, okay. Dungeon bosses like Mythic or Heroic. Okay, so you could theoretically farm like random Heroics and get them that way. I haven't been able to watch you live in a while. I'm so happy. Rating at any difficulty. I pledged 25 a month. I didn't expect to get anything since I'm UK, but the art seems super cool. Oh no, I ship that art worldwide. We have sent it to China. We have sent it to I believe one went to Saudi Arabia. We've done all over Europe. No problem. Just need some coins before the end of Legion. Happy Friday. Love from Denmark. Thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, your Void Elf is so stylish. Yeah, I don't really ever want to take this off. I don't think I'm going to really come up with... Oh, that reminds me. I was going to look up the shoulders. So, what do we got here? Appearances, sets. So you said the Gilded Seraph stuff? Like the... Which color? But the Heroic? Because, I mean, the purple shoulders, I think, look pretty good. The Heroic stuff. These. Oh, actually, that might go with my set. Because as long as you're right with the chest piece, you don't lose the wings behind them. Like, those wings kind of complement those wings, but I don't think that shoulder piece complements my Void Bra. Good afternoon. Even though there's new pet battle currency, I can't stop farming for pet charms. I don't recommend that anybody stop farming for pet charms. The things that I was farming pet charms for are still valid. I'm meaning to do a very short video on that, but I don't see any reason to stop farming them. You're still going to want the ultimate battle training stones. You're still going to want the quality upgrade stones. And even if they do decide to take those off the vendor in BFA, you're going to be able to stock up before that happens. They're not going to just undo it. Oh, I gotta... Oh. I'm really dying for some Potion of Triton. Or any of the gold things. I'm not getting all that much gold from my world quests. Make a video about things coming in 8.0 or BFA, something you're most excited about? Yeah, I could absolutely do that. There's gonna be lots of expansion focused videos, but I can definitely do one topping up the things that I'm looking forward to most. You've shipped to Australia? That is true. That is true. Happy to catch live for once. I'm leveling my human paladin through Grizzly Hills. Favorite zone, much love for the UK. Grizzly Hills is one of the zones that gives me the greatest Pacific Northwest vibe, like the forests. It's pretty good. Happy Saturday, Hazel. Don't forget to thank Lion Jensen. Did I miss it? Hang on, I'll scroll. Oh, we read that one, but thank you. Thank you, Lion. You got 13k. Oh, you win. No, you win. That's a lot of pet charms. You may not need that many. You can probably stop now. You can probably stop now. I don't think you're gonna need more than that. Maybe you will. I mean, you're set for, I think you're probably set for like 2 expansions worth of pets with 13,000 of them. You've got a pretty nice mog for your priest. Nothing too difficult to get. Just looks pretty good. A lot of the priest sets. I think priest has my favorite tier sets. Priest and paladin, I think, get some really nice looking tier sets. Any tips for starting in the pet world? I need the crazy cat man because I have a lot of cats in the real world. Tips for getting started in pets? I would say familiarize yourself with the Warcraft Pets website. They have a lot of great resources for looking at pets, finding out how to get pets, getting checklists of the pets that you need, seeing how your pet collection ranks against other people on your server. That is warcraftpets.com. And then, I'm not affiliated, I just really like their website. And then, for cats, you're just gonna collect cats. How long are we gonna stay in stream today? Stream another hour and a half. We're looking at 3 to 5, so we got another 90 minutes. I am going to play this paladin. I was momentarily confused because I had help from one of you guys to port me to Dalaran at the end of the last time I was on this character, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm level 23, but I'm in Legion Dalaran. This doesn't make any sense, but it's because we wanted these ports. I just have to leave my Hearthstone there. So, do I want a quest or want to do dungeons? Let's tank something. Let's see what happens. Let's random classic. See what it puts us into, and I just it puts me into something right away. I just really want to tank something with this, promotional Warcraft maybe shield. Are you ever gonna use your 110 boost? I don't know. Like, what am I gonna boost? I have everything. For priest, what stats do you want? I think all the haste. Finally gearing my priest. Yep. I have a 7.3 Shadow Priest guide that goes over stats in addition to other things. But yes, you want haste up until like 12,500, 13,000 haste, and that's a lot. It's hard to get. You need to be pretty well optimized to get that amount of it. So basically, just all haste all the time. After you meet the haste cap, things get a little bit more close together. Are there no? Where are the? I want quests. Do I not get quests? Did I do these already? No way. I wouldn't have done them. I don't do stuff. Oh, I might have done this dungeon actually with my buddy. You can tell that I got really excited about playing this character for like 5 minutes because I got myself a weak aura that shows me the remaining duration of my Shield of the Righteous damage debuff, so I can more accurately practice my damage mitigation management versus these level 23 elemental adolescent flame hands. I was thinking of it. I'm not healing. I mean, I guess I could heal, but oh man. Tanking is fun. You can kind of go as fast as you want. I'm really missing a single target smack button though. Like, do Prop Paladins not have Crusader Strike anymore? Is that a thing that I imagined in my head that we used to have? I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really done any serious Prop Paladining since Cataclysm. I had a brief Prop Pally stint in Cata, and I have not tanked since. I have not tanked on Paladin since. So, do we not have Crusader Strike anymore? Hazel, may I ask when the new pet battle guide will be available? I have not forgotten. It's not planned for next week, though, I can tell you that much. I've recently made a couple of videos that I have realized are not relevant to as much of my audience, as much of you guys as I would like to, like the camera video and the BlizzCon trip videos. I did those because those are things that I've been spending a lot of time doing research, and I like to kind of do double duty where I've done a lot of research for something personally. I can kind of share the best bits of everything I've figured out. But those aren't relevant to all that many people, so I need to make a couple videos that are probably BFA stuff. Probably a couple BFA videos. I do have, I am almost ready to record a new mail time. I have a couple of things to open, but I, again, want to space out. I've done a lot of videos that are just me on a camera lately, and I want to make some good old-fashioned World of Warcraft videos, just so that people, you know, don't get mad and leave. Tom Smith, thank you very much. Oh, sorry, I got too excited. Kitty, bye. Kitty, we're just excited that Tom Smith is a sponsor. We're welcoming him to the Squirrel Squad. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I appreciate having you here. Oh, I hope you enjoy the stream and the emotes. Happy is home. Have a great weekend. See you later, Jennifer. I hope you have an awesome weekend too. I'm looking forward to this weekend. I am probably mostly going to do the same thing that I do every day. Although I think my in-laws might be in town tomorrow night. We might be able to have dinner with them, which would be nice. Hello, Hazel. Love the camera vid. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hazel, may I ask what your graphics card is? Of course, yeah. I have a, if anybody's ever curious, all of my PC specs are listed out with links on my now defunct Twitch page, but you can always still go to twitch.tv/hazelnutty8 and see my computer specs. But it's a GTX 1070. I got it before the bubble, thankfully. Moritz Monahan? I so badly want to do that right. Thank you very much for becoming a YouTube sponsor in addition to your recent Patreon sponsorship. I appreciate that. I hope that you enjoy the emotes. We very recently commissioned the Hazel Fish, Hazel Want, and Hazel 10 for your guys' use here and then on the Discord. I have more emote slots. I'm thinking of redoing Hazel Eep so that it's a drawn one instead of a screenshot, like just commissioning from the same people. A new version of that, and then the same thing as Hazel Cat. I'm thinking of getting an updated one of that. But then we still have some more slots, so if there's any emotes that you guys feel like you would really use, let me know and I will take it into consideration. And I know I've asked that a lot, but still. I say make whatever sort of videos that you like. I like to do both. I like to do both. I want to make videos that I like, and I also want to make videos that are useful to people. Hair looks more purple with new camera, looks great. I'm still figuring out the new camera's color grading. Like right now on stream, I'm not super happy with it, but I know that if I stop to try and fiddle with it, I'm going to be fiddling with it for like 30 minutes while you guys watch me adjust my camera. So, AKA the baking stream last Wednesday. So, I'm not, yeah. I spent a long time this morning actually in the vlog trying to get, because Canon cameras do colors differently. And while I think this is a good camera and I think the quality looks good and it's sharp, I still haven't quite nailed. I want to make it look the same, and I don't think I can do that. And part of it's also that my hair is just kind of fading. Beach day tomorrow? Oh, that sounds awesome. That's a lot for a night. It's a big night. What mic are you using now? This is a Rode NT1A. It's an XLR microphone. It's a really nice mic, but I would say that I don't think it's really appreciably better than the Blue Yeti for what I'm doing. So if you're in the market for a mic, this is like a $230 mic. There is no good reason to spend that unless you're just looking to spend money. The $99 Blue Yeti does just as well, especially once you get it onto a stand that will support it. And I have a video about that too. Hi, what are we doing? Hello. How have you been? I'm on my Paladin. I'm on my level 20. Oh, I'm 24 now. I'm on my level 24 Paladin. I've decided to tank this dungeon. And I think it's gone okay so far. I'm still a little upset about the Node Crusader. Hang on, let me make sure it's not just like hiding. Cleanse toxins. I can de-disease people? Wow. Oh, I have a keybound already. Look at that. Oh, also, they're waiting for me on the tank. Whoopsie daisy do. Can you play Roblox? I have never in my life played Roblox. Not once. Horde and Alliance banner emotes? Oh, true. Yeah, we can probably get that done. I don't see why not. Would you like high elves as an allied race? Me? No. I am of the opinion that we have a lot of elves, and that if we were going to get high elves, I would want to see them done from the ground up with a brand new model. I do not want to see the Blood Elf model again. And there would have to be some kind of weird story thing or lore reason to make high elves look different. So we'll see. I think it could happen, but I don't want to see the same model used for a third time. But that's just me. Love your streams. Oh, thanks. Baking stream never got the wireless mic working. Nope. Nope. One day. But I've tried 3, 4, maybe even 5 different wireless mic setups, and not a single one has worked for longer than one stream, which is why I've mostly just given up. Gotta sleep now. It was nice to catch the stream. Have a happy Friday. Take care. Much love from the UK. Thanks, Jack. Hi, Hazel. Sup, Stephanie. How you doing? Have you seen Chicago? Been watching it a lot this week. Like I've seen like the movie that was made of the musical, or is there like a series? Hazel tanking. Yeah, this Ragefire Chasm is really. Actually, I would joke and say it's threatening my skills, but it kind of is, especially when I start reading chat instead of pulling stuff. I keep forgetting that I'm the one that's trying to make these things happen. What professions do you think what English? What professions do you guys think I should do? I haven't taken anything in this character yet. It would need to be a profession. Like, normally on my alts, I take professions. I almost always take herbalism enchanting, which is funny because that's actually what my main has. But because those you don't need to invest a lot of time into them to get some stuff out of them, and whenever you are playing them, you can just pick up herbs to sell. And then enchanting is purely not to enchant anything, but purely to disenchant. I think I'm using my Shield of the Righteous charges poorly. Enchanting purely to disenchant stuff that you get so that you can sell the crystals. Cure the Naga, make high elves. High elves, but they still have gills. My phone is dying, won't be able to chat. Watching my Xbox on the big living room screen. Oh man, I hope it looks okay blown up. That's something I've been kind of experimenting with, is like, as I've been trying all this new camera stuff, is I like put it in OBS, I'm like, oh, that looks okay, and then I full screen it, I'm like, oh, that doesn't look as good, and then I move it onto the 4K monitor and I full screen it, I'm like, oh dear. Oh dear. Who's streaming on your Twitch channel? It's set to auto host people, so and there's a couple of people on the list. I actually don't know who is auto hosting at this exact time. Somebody. Do you speak French? Can we hear? Not very well, no. I know a couple of French words from having grown up in Canada and taken a lot of French classes in school. You know, we can introduce ourselves. We can be, you know, bonjour, je suis Hazel. Comment ça va? Je m'appelle, no, je m'appelle Hazel. Je suis, I'm out. That's all I got. I actually was thinking about French just today because, in my raid testing group, on the alpha, I was with what I think was a French guild. I mean, I know they were French. I don't know if they were guild together, but they seemed to be very friendly with each other. And the leader, the raid leader, he would give English instructions when it was important, but for the most part, they were just speaking with one another in French on the Discord. And it was the most, like, I think it was just that guy, because that guy had, like, a voice, like, one of those just really calming voices, but it was the most relaxing thing to listen to. And I enjoyed trying to pick out a couple of words. I don't have very many. Your videos have saved me frustration on PvE pet battles. Thanks so much. I appreciate you watching them. Mining? Crafty gear is not worth it. Mining and herbalism? I should take mining, you're right. Especially, like, maybe, like, I could maybe switch it out for, enchanting at max level, but we'll see, we'll see how much, like, right now, the reason why I like enchanting so much is, at max level, is because Legion specifically has given you a wealth of epics that you don't need. Past expansions would do that occasionally from, like, dungeon drops and whatnot, but from Legion, there's so many other ways you get gear. You know, you get extra epics in your cache, you get extra epics from your world quests, you get them in your chests, you get them from what seems like everywhere. Oh, we're level 25 now. Oh, I learned Grand Crusader. I have a, oh, I can reset the cooldown. Oh, neat. Cool. Huh. I was saying words. I was saying words. Words were coming out of my mouth. I'm having a day. My dream allied race is, I think I'm still heart set on, and it's probably never going to happen, but I think my heart's still set on Dryad / Centaurs. I don't know how they would make armor work, because, you know, they're horse bodies with people fronts, but I really like them. I think it would be really fun to make a Dryad character. Watch your videos and streams on my TV. The quality is good. Love watching your live streams. The only person I would enjoy watching. Aw, thanks. Je m'appelle and je suis are the same things. Isn't je m'appelle my name is and je suis is I am? So I could say je suis petite bonhomme de neige if I want to say I'm a tiny snowman. But je m'appelle it would, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't studied French in a long time. I follow a Canadian YouTuber. He was lamenting how he doesn't remember a bit of French. It's one of those things, and I think this is the same with all languages. If you're not either studying it every day or using it, you're not going to keep it. It's one of those things that, like, and you can get it back more quickly than if you had never learned it, but you need to use it if you want to keep it. Mining and enchanting. Secret ASM artist that's also a guild leader. I mean, maybe. It was a pretty calming voice. Québécois. Yeah, Canadian French is always a little bit different from France French for sure. I don't know, I can't tell you that I know what those differences are, but I do know that in school we were taught Quebec French and not France French. I don't know what the differences are. Oui, Dryads would be best. Non parlez-vous français? Je suis is I am, yeah. Yeah, that's what I figured. Dryad is the panda, Trogs living in East Northern. No, Dryad's if you've ever done the Night Elf starting area, there's a NPC called Tarantella that she like hops up and helps you with stuff. Or later on, there's that female NPC in the Mount Hyjal area that's having you rescue squirrels and bunnies and stuff. You know, they go, "What is nature's call?" They're like aggressively cheerful. Those ones. My name is, you got it. Learning French. I'm from BC and we learn French. Oh, really? Oh, Quebec French, old-fashioned French. I see. My guild bank alt now has 2 professions, engineers, so she can use auction house and dollar run, and enchanting for disenchanting. Yeah, the dollar auction house is kind of a really nice perk. I can't handle having engineering, though, because I always want to make all of the stuff, and then I never use any of the stuff, and I spend, like, a little bit too long trying to make it. Tarantella, pardon me. Whoops. There's somebody who comes around, a viewer that comments my videos sometimes that's been in stream before named Tarantella, and I think that's where I'm getting mixed up. The Play-Doh Horse Elf. Yeah, that's the one. Tips for starting a WoW YouTube channel? For starting a WoW YouTube channel, I would say, make videos, which sounds super obvious, but it's very easy in the early stages to get super caught up on, you know, what's my name, what's my brand, what's my schedule, what's like, it's very easy to get stuck forever in the planning stage. And I found that the best way to learn and get better and improve as a YouTube channel is to combine, like, do planning. Don't skip it completely, but make sure that you're also doing, like, don't be afraid to put out a couple bad videos or, you know, 1,000 bad videos if you're me. Like, just, as long as you're learning from them, just keep doing it and keep going and you'll figure it out. Benjamin Dickey, thank you very much for becoming a sponsor. Appreciate the support and welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I hope you enjoy the stream. Do engineering for all the fun that comes with it, including many pets. I'm, as far as I know, they haven't done any engineering pets that couldn't be sold. So I keep an engineering pet fund around. It's a little more defensive about using loanwords than European French. I see. Need some French lessons, I can help. Always great content, love from a Belgian living in Spain. For any YouTube channel, same thing. Make videos. Try and make every video at least a little tiny bit better than the last one. So find one thing that you wanted to do better at, and then do better at it with the next one. So as long as you're always learning. And then I would say if you're trying to grow your YouTube channel, be very consistent. Which, you know, do as I say, not as I do. But try and have a schedule and try to stick to it so that people can know when to expect your videos. That goes for streaming too. Pretty important, I think, to growing a YouTube channel or a stream. Stop signs in France often just say stop, never in Quebec. Do you like monks? I'm leveling one right now on my other monitor as I watch your stream. I really like Mistweaver and Brewmaster. Windwalker, I think, never really did it for me, mostly just because it's a melee DPS and I've never really gotten along with melee DPS. But Mistweaver is a really interesting healing style, and I love all the imagery around monks. Like, it's a WoW class that has tea as part of their kit. I'm gonna be all about that. Have you done the Leatherworker Moose Mount quest? Actually, no. I have not done that. I do not have that. And I kind of looked at it and was like, well, I got this other moose from archaeology. Is that not enough mooses? Moose kind? But no, you're right. That's something I could do. I don't actually have a Leatherworker anymore. I used to always have, oh, actually, hang on, my cat's back. I used to always have a, I used to always have a hunter, like, that was always one of my mains. Like, I used to play only 2 characters, and I would always have, like, a priest and a hunter. You know, back in Wrath and Kata, I would always play a hunter. And whatever my hunter character was, it would always have leatherworking. I would always make my hunter skinning leatherworking. Whenever I made a new one, I would always make a new hunter, make it skinning leatherworking. Actually, maybe my Night Elf hunter has leatherworking. I haven't actually looked at it. So I can turn this in. I'm gonna get a sweet shield. Oh, that shield. So we haven't killed Lord Overheat yet, so we need to actually do that still. How old are you? I am 25. That was actually something that some of my friends were doing last night. They were like, Hazel, why when we autocomplete, like, cause people were checking out the Google autocomplete entries for my name, and like the top one was Hazel age, and I didn't get that because it's on my Twitter profile. It's not a secret. I owed more for all that. You really don't have to do that. I appreciate it, but you really don't have to do that. None of you owe me anything. I'm just really glad to have you here. Everything else after that is just you guys being super, super sweet. Captain Porkchop, thank you very much for the 5. Happy Friday. I really appreciate that. I want to move the alert to be where it's supposed to be, but I don't believe in myself to get that done right now in midstream. You look 18? That's not true. I didn't look 18 when I was 18. I have always looked a little bit older than I am, which is totally fine. I have actually, since having gotten increasingly higher quality cameras, which is something I'm very excited about. I've always loved like the kit and gear aspects of YouTube, but as my cameras get nicer, I've started to pay more attention to how I do my skincare, because the higher res my camera gets, the older I get. Like, I spent a long time this morning editing the vlog being like, my skin looks, I look older in this one than I did like 2 weeks ago on my other one, and I think it's just because my other camera wasn't quite as sharp, and it was kind of blurring my skin in a slightly flattering way. And this new one doesn't do that, and no amount of color correction is gonna make me look younger, so. Moisturize. Moisturize and sunscreen. It's been 11 years since you were 14, that is true. That is true. Yeah, I'm 25. I'm, birthday's in September. So I will be 26 this year. How do you get through the day? I'm not having it so easy right now. I could use a happy face like yours. Thank you for being. How do I get through the day? I mean, kind of depends on on the day. Some of them sort of happen and I can stay really focused on what I'm doing and then they just pass. And then some of them it's hard. And something that's kind of helped me is, like, before I had this fixation on I want to be happy all the time. I really feel like if I could just fix myself or fix the way I do things or fix something, then I could be happy and then I wouldn't feel bad anymore. And I've kind of started to realize that that's not really possible for anybody. Nobody is happy 100% of the time, and it's not a healthy thing to aspire to. Happiness is kind of like sound. Like, sound is measured as it's relative to other sounds. It's actually very hard to measure like an exact decibel level without something to compare it to. So just accepting that it's okay to feel kind of bad, as long as you're not feeling bad all the time. Obviously, depression is a very real thing, and it's something that there is help for. But like, something that really helped me manage it was just accepting that it's okay to feel bad and it's not going to last forever. Why YouTube, not Twitch? Yeah, there's a video that goes over details. I can record in higher definition here. So I guess I could, if any of you are leveling kind of in this, like, what level range can I queue with? Like, I can queue with players up to level 60, right? If any of you are leveling on Alliance NA and you wanna do dungeons with me? What's your hair color? Is it purple or pink? Kind of in between. It started out as like a purple, kind of faded to a lighter purple, and then I tried to dye it to like a violet purple that was a little closer to pink. I think it's just pink now. The next time that I do my roots, I'm gonna make sure that I take it a little closer back to purple. Not as dark, but a little more purple. What do I do with the nuts? Not much, honestly. There's a section in the description that talks about that, but it's mostly just you can use them for raffles that I almost never do. You can gamble them, or you can just check on how many you have and have that as kind of like a number of how much you've been in the stream anyways. First time checking the stream. A question. I'm leveling a druid right now, the PvE non-dungeon way. What spec should I be? You've been playing balanced druid as of right now, and I'm level 75. Balance and Feral are both good. I think people do it with Guardian also, but I think you're going to get more damage out of Balance or Feral. I've done it both ways, and it seemed to be about as fast either way. I'm not really familiar with how the damage tuning goes, but I think you're doing alright. MD Dungeon. On meds myself. I'm so happy I caught this stream. It looks cool as heck. Oh, thanks. There's a good video from Stephen Fry talking about emotion as weather. If it's raining, it might not be great, but if it's raining, you can't really will it not to be, and that's okay. And eventually, it's going to stop raining, and, you know, the rain will come back. It's not, you're never completely rid of it, but that's okay. That's okay. Having a bad day doesn't mean that you're going to feel bad forever. So, what am I doing? I'm starting a group. So I'm going to put this dungeon group start. No, I'm custom. Pardon me, custom. Custom start. Title's going to be Hi, I'm Hazel. So this is for leveling dungeons. You must be between the levels of 20, let's say, and 60. So, and you must be Alliance and NA to see the group. And I'm looking for a healer and 3 DPS because I'm tanking. First come, first serve. Balance is more survivable with the armor bonus? Gotcha. Realized I used the wrong date in all the work correspondence I prepared today. Oh no. Oh man. Hopefully that's not too big of a too tough of an issue. I am happy to take you, but I'm gonna need you to queue as a DPS, just because I'm very attached to my tanking. So we've got a healer, and just to make sure that you have a spec set up. So we need 1 more DPS and yeah, 2 more DPS, right? 1 more DPS. There we go. So, and that'll do. Apologies to anybody that did not get in. Have your trees begun to flourish outside? Like my trees? Because I have, or just like the trees in general, because right around here, I'm kind of like I'm in Oregon, I'm in Northern Oregon, kind of like Portland-ish, and there's cherry blossom trees everywhere. Like that's something that I actually really like here. I don't know if you guys have that in California, if any of you are in California. Like I was so excited to go see palm trees in California when I visited, and I saw a bunch of them, but I kind of missed the cherry blossom trees. I don't know if they're cherry blossom trees, they're just blossom trees, but they're everywhere around here. They make a huge mess. But it's, I really like those. As far as trees that I myself own, I have on my balcony, because I live in an apartment, on my balcony in pots, I have 1 Japanese maple, and I have 1, it's a spruce, and his name is Bruce. The maple doesn't have a name, but the spruce's name is Bruce. And, they're doing pretty good. I'm shocked, honestly, that the maple is still alive. Not because it's been doing poorly. It's been doing very well, but I really do very little for it. I water it every now and then when I remember in the summer. I haven't fertilized it. It has pretty terrible soil quality, actually. When I first planted it, I had tried to buy cheap potting soil because I was planting like a bunch of pepper plants, and by accident I bought garden soil, which is different than potting soil. It was really low quality. It was like mostly bark mulch. It was not good for plants. Like my peppers did not do very well that year. It was kind of dumb of me. But the tree seems to be just fine. I eventually want to one day get a house that I'm confident that I will live in for a while and then plant it into the ground. But I don't know when that's going to happen. I broke my card window and it won't pass smog. Oh no. Ever since the advent of the new fishing competition schedule, I've missed each and every one of them. What's the new schedule? When did they change that? Feeling a bit low today, but it's nice to see you. I'm really glad that you guys are here to chat with me. I really appreciate this time. I honestly spend most of my life kind of at my desk, doing my thing by myself. Like I spend time with my husband, but for the most part, I'm a little isolated here, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time to come to my streams and chat with me, because otherwise I would be more lonely than I am on a day-to-day basis. You have trees in your balcony. How big are they? Not very big. The spruce is only like a year old. It's like yay big, like probably 8 inches. I'm probably rounding up. Probably like 6 inches maybe. And then the Japanese maple is a little bit bigger than that. It's probably about knee height on me now. It leaves out every year, and that's how I know that it's doing fine. It hasn't really exhibited any problems. But it's also not getting any bigger. I think it probably needs a bigger pot if it's going to get any bigger. My son woke up from his nap and in his walker, put the stream on the TV for him, and he's now screaming at the TV. It's cute. Sneak outside at 3 a.m. and plant a tree in the apartment grounds. Yeah, but then I would have to leave it behind when I leave, and I don't know about that. Mabel the Maple? Mm-hmm. Only streamer I watch? Aw. So happy you got the chance to go to Blizzard last week. I watched a bunch of interviews, and yours was the best. Thanks. Demon Hunter is stuck at item level 948. What else can I do for higher gear? 948, I think most of what got me from that level to like the 960-ish level was Heroic and Taurus. I think everything after that was kind of, everything after that was from Heroic and Taurus. So if you can get into a Heroic pug, at that item level, I think you should be able to. I haven't pugged a raid for a while. I couldn't really tell you, but that's my best advice. Love the kitty. Void or light? Void. 100% void. Incorrect pot sizes and soil for plants is very bad. You should try to get that sorted ASAP. Yeah, I'll see if I can. Let me see if I can find a picture of it, or like maybe I can take one for you guys really quick that I can show you, because I don't think it's outgrown its pot. I've seen much bigger trees in much smaller pots. The pot is probably equally as big as the tree, including its foliage. I think it's just the soil's not great, and as long as it's doing all right, it'll be okay. Do plus 15s? True. Are you going to be rotating the group? I accidentally queued up his tank. I see. Yeah, I guess so. I don't see why not. I can try and get some different people through here. Have you thought of working or collabing with Panzer or Trade Chat? I met Trade Chat actually. I met Panzer at the Blizzard thing briefly. She was very, very friendly, and I like her a lot. I'm not planning any collaborations just because I haven't collaborated with anybody. I'm planning, not really, there is an idea of a video that I'm rolling around in my head, and I'm hopefully one day going to work at a proposal so I can send it to Hiro to make a video with Hiruma Red X, but I, for the most part, mostly just make videos on my own. Although that reminds me, not really related to collabing, but as far as branded stuff and sponsorship, it's not for this video, but I want to give you guys a heads up that I have agreed to do, so like late April into late May, I have agreed to do a set of sponsored videos. There is going to be some branded readout. It's going to be very clear that it was sponsored. I'm not going to try and trick you guys into buying anything, but we did pick up a sponsor, which is kind of exciting. It's one of the things that lets me that makes me confident that I can afford to redo the PC, assuming that nobody wants to send me any stuff for free. And it's good. It also lets me make videos that. It lets me make the videos that not everybody is gonna watch. But just a heads up that is on the way. Get your Mythic on Taurus on if you can as well. Man, do people pug Mythic and Taurus? That sounds like it would be really scary. Dis or Holy for casual play? I favor Holy, but I don't have good, well thought out reasons for that. I just like it better. But Holy's always been a little bit easier to understand for me anyways. Thanks, Hazel. Awesome, Hazel Gratz. Hope it's a nice sponsor. It's I don't think I'm not allowed to tell you, but I figure I'll just tell you when I'm actually starting it up. I turned down actually quite a few different setups like this because I didn't feel good about the people or the product that they're selling. I think that I've mostly decided that I don't want to do anything promoting an MMO that's not WoW. Like, there's a lot of people with like indie MMOs that will come to you and be like, we'll pay you this much money and you can make a video about this, or you can try to advertise this, and I'm not really into that. But if it's a brand that I would have bought anyways, and I can feel like I'm not gonna sell you, I'm not gonna endorse anything I wouldn't use myself, because that just feels awful. And I didn't make a YouTube channel as my full-time job so that I could feel bad about the videos that I make. Have you tasted Dahong Pao tea? It's from 3 extinct bushes in China 1,000 years ago. I have not. Because it's expensive. I have looked at it. I have not tried it. Pull everything. Oh, true. I should pull more stuff, huh? Oh, I just bubbled. Whoops, a daisy dupe. Oops, sorry. I liked your voiceover for Pamela Redpath. I don't want to spell his name wrong. Enjoyed the whole video. I guess I did. I mean, that was on his channel, so but yeah, that was kind of a collab. I really like doing that. I've kind of wanted to come up with projects that let me try and do more voice stuff, especially because I now have software that lets me do some pretty cool effects, like voice effects, and I want to mess around with more of them. But I have plenty of normal person videos to make before I start trying to like do anything weird and creative that nobody will watch. What times do you normally start streaming? I'm in the UK and always end up missing half the stream. So, I can give you the times in Pacific time, and I find that the best way to convert those to local time, because I honestly give really inaccurate conversions when I try and spit them out, is Google. So if you Google 3 p.m. Pacific time, it should tell you what that is in your local time. That's the Friday streams. And then the other one is 9 a.m. Pacific time, and that's the Tuesday streams. Those are when they start. Baking streams are not random, but they're at other odd times. And those are always posted in the Discord and in the community tab of my YouTube channel. Can I pull all of this? Oh boy, we're doing it. Oh boy, we're doing it. Can I kick something? I don't have a kick yet, do I? When do I get rebuke? It seems like a button that I would want. I can hodge a guy. There we go. Oh, that feels good. Just like a ranged long stun. I'm all about that. Pucking Mythic Raid sounds horrible as well. Find a guild. I'm in the middle of building a new PC. I'll be getting the new AMD X470 motherboard. Being an SSI. What kind of processor are you going to put on that? What are the specs of the PC that you're building? I don't know yet. I keep changing my mind. That's the other reason why I'm stalling, is because I feel like we're about to get some new stuff. Like, if not in the next couple of months, before the end of the year, I would really like to see what the new generation of processors from AMD is. Like the new Ryzen, if they decide to do a Ryzen 2 or if go in another direction, because I'm looking at, for processors, I'm looking at a 16 core. I would probably do either a Ryzen Threadripper 1950X, or if I went the i9 route, which I had originally ruled out, but now I'm looking at again because of some benchmarks that I saw, I would probably go for like a 7960X. And then it's such a bad time to buy a graphics card. It's such a bad time to buy a graphics card. RAM is so expensive, and I want to get at least 64 gigs of RAM because of After Effects and because of Premiere to make everything work more smoothly. I don't know, man. My Nightborn Rogue's level 81. Any tips on how to stay motivated to level? Shake it up. So first up, and I think I said this in the last stream. Hopefully I didn't say it to you specifically. I'm not just giving the same advice again, but change up your mog. Change up your mog and like your pet and your title. That can always kind of freshen things up a little bit for me. And then just change what you're doing. So if you've been doing dungeons, try questing. If you've been doing questing, try dungeons. If you're sick of both of those, try archaeology. Archaeology actually saved my life going from 60 to 80, 60 to 90. I did a ton of archaeology, and that was huge. You can, like, pet battle dailies was another thing I would do. Like, I would start every day. And I had a video about this too, actually, like alternate ways to level when you're bored of normal leveling. I did that fairly recently, but like starting with a couple of profession dailies, going and doing a bunch of pet battle dailies. Just there's different things that you can do to kind of mix it up. Once you get to Pandaria, things get a lot faster. I need to get into my jammies, kind of feeling all whiny now. How have you been, Norma? Volta looks nice. I'd wait. Yeah, I'm curious to know if they're gonna go with Volta for the tag name for it, or Ampere, or Turing. Like there was NVIDIA Volta, there was NVIDIA Turing, and no, sorry, Volta is the architecture like Pascal, and then it was whether or not they're gonna call it Ampere or Turing, because there was rumors that they were gonna do a separate series designed for cryptocurrency mining, and then one designed for gaming to hopefully try and mitigate this issue where the cryptocurrency miners are buying all the gaming cards. I don't know if it would help, but I just want them to put out something new. Like, the current ones are so expensive right now, and they're so hard to get. And if I'm gonna buy an expensive card that's really hard to get, I want it to be not a year old. Legion Archaeology map. Time to make NB look like a disco dancer. There you go. It makes building PC take a long time for me. We've got a Ryzen 2 2700X. AMD is holding it back because of the new Intel CPU, so yay, waiting. It's a waiting time for building a PC, which is unfortunate because, hang on, am I turned around? We're going this way, right? How did I get here? Where have I gone wrong? No. Guys, I'm lost. I don't normally come this way. I think I took a wrong turn. Sorry. Whoops, daisy. So I'm going to pull these guys, and then this dude. And I'm probably going to need to cycle people through the group because I don't know if anybody will put up with my tanking for more than one dungeon in a row. Let's see. Price of it'll be high because they can. I'm kind of expecting that. Honestly, like, originally I was thinking I don't need anything more than a 1080 Ti, and that's probably true. But, like, when you look at 1080 Ti prices, and you're like, well, for the inflated price of a 1080 Ti, you can just buy a full-price Titan XP, and those are easier to find in stock. I'm starting to think that I'm okay with getting, because, the high-end Like the $1,000 plus cards they're still in demand, but they're a little bit less in demand because it's not as economical for somebody setting up a cryptocurrency mining setup. So I might just spend a lot of money, both because A, it's going to be a nice card, but secondly because it might be easier to buy. Who do you think will die in BFA, Silver Anduin? I want to say neither. I am really hoping for neither. I don't think they will kill Sylvanas because she's died a lot, and because the Horde the Horde are having a harder time keeping leaders than Hogwarts had keeping a Defense of the Dark Arts teacher. And then Anduin, we just lost Papa Rin. We don't need to lose my boy. And we don't need to lose my boy. Kill Malfurion. He's been kind of whiny lately. Wow, people are going to be mad at me for that. Don't kill Malfurion, but like, if we're going to lose somebody in the Alliance, I would prefer it to be not Anduin. All I'm trying to say. Wow, I already have regret. Bought a 1070 Ti 2 weeks ago. How much did you pay for, if you don't mind sharing, how much did you pay for that? I'm still kind of kicking myself, because when I bought my 1070, it was before the bubble, and it was like right before the bubble too. Like I was looking at a shelf that was filled with graphics cards. And I just knew I needed one because it was actually, like, my old one had malfunctioned. It wouldn't work. I needed a graphics card to make my PC work. And I was thinking, well, this 1070 is what I need to make my life work. But what if I just spent this extra money for a 1080? The Ti wasn't out back then. What if I just spent this extra money for 1080? And I talked myself out of it. And for a long time, I thought that was completely fine because for the most part, the 1070 has never failed me. It does everything I need it to do. Most people buy graphics cards that are way too overkill for what they're doing anyways. At least WoW gamers do anyways. WoW doesn't need anything super crazy. And I didn't buy it. I bought the 1070. And now I couldn't buy a 1080 if I wanted to. Greymane would be optional. Warmonger. 854 for the 8GB model. Yeah. I mean, that's fair for these days. It's rough for a card that's almost 2 years old, but it's kind of, that's the market now. Tyrande is the reason you Alliance don't have Nightborn. Tyrande is the lore reason that Alliance don't have Nightborn. I feel like Horde needed another pretty elf. Or just another pretty race. Summer's the worst time to get PC parts because prices go down, people buy the old stuff. Makes the old stuff go up a bit as well. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. I need one soon, though, because okay. Let's back off from the word need. I'm a little bit spoiled. I spoil myself when it comes to tech stuff. But I would like one soon because I've been doing baking streams off of a 6-year-old laptop, and it's starting to really hate me to the point that I think it's desyncing audio more than it should. And also it just sounds like it's super straining whenever I try and do it. So replacing my main computer would let me move this computer in there for that. And then the other thing is now I've found out that if I want to record really smooth 4K WoW footage, can't do it with this setup. I think it's my processor. My processor is 6 years old now. It's an i7-4770. It's a good processor. I don't know, actually. I don't know what I need to change. I was messing with this today. I don't think I've spent enough time. Sorry, I'm sorry if this is super, super boring, but I was troubleshooting it today because I really wanted to record the ray testing in 4K. And I was like, OBS at 4K using pretty high bitrate NVEC encoder. What else? I looked up settings that other people use to do the same thing, and it was taking about 10% of my CPU, and I had my task manager open, and my CPU wasn't maxed, my GPU wasn't maxed, all the temperatures were fine, but every way I did it, and maybe I just need to post some logs to like a help thread somewhere, but every way I did it, I was losing at least 10% of my frames, and that issue vanished when I turned it down from 4K to 1440. So I don't know. Gonna go to bed now. Good night, Hazel. See you later. You will have an email from me asking you about your Patreon stuff later, so you can look forward to that. I like Warcraft 3, Toronto, that's why. Yeah. No one ever talks about hardware and WoW and doing other tasks. I'm afraid that I'm putting a lot of you to sleep. I understand that it's not interesting to everybody, and it's also not relevant to everybody. That's something that I need to realize more recently, is that I do a lot of research on the tech stuff that I want to use, and I get really excited about it, and it's not something like, it's, most people don't need any of this stuff. I probably don't need any of this stuff. Not relevant to everybody. What will your next hair color be? I'm gonna stay purple for a while. You're gonna see a lot of different shades of purple on me. I think the next purple is gonna take it a little back towards a bluey purple, but I think it's gonna be purple for at least BFA. We'll see. We'll see. I would like to keep it pretty consistently purple for a while. Almost sounds like a processor. Well, that's the thing, is it does sound like my processor was capping out. But it wasn't maxed, but I don't know. Maybe there's, I don't know what else to do with it. I could not get it to record 4K without dropping 10% of my frames. Which is a bummer, because I really want to record WoW in 4K. And actually, I recorded WoW in 4K just fine and live. It was Alpha specifically that was doing that to me, and Alpha does tend to be a little more CPU heavy, I think. I don't know. I need more time to play with it. It's extremely demanding. A 1080 Ti is better for that stuff, especially when you're recording at the same time. And that's the other thing that I considered that it might be, was maxing out my graphics card. My graphics card load was also at 40% while I was trying to record in 4K. I went in to mitigate that issue. I went into WoW and I capped the FPS at 60. I turned off some of the more demanding settings. So while it could be the graphics card for recording, I don't think it is. It could be. I don't really ever know what I'm talking about. I just Google stuff a lot. But, even before I turned the settings down, obviously not when recording, which does take a lot more resources, especially with the way OBS does it, but I was getting like 100, 120 FPS. 4K gaming is better on a 1080 Ti, but 4K WoW seems to run just fine. It will always be a CPU heavy game. Yeah. Yeah. The thing that gets me is that it didn't look maxed though. Like I know what my computer feels like when the CPU is maxed, because it does that when I edit and it does that when I render. And it wasn't doing that. It wasn't like 100%. It was like 40, 50%. I don't know. I'll either figure it out or I won't, but I feel like it's one of those problems that I might be able to troubleshoot the current computer to do it, but I need a new one anyways, and if I just get like the really juicy stuff in the new one, it will probably not have that problem, you know? We'll see. It's one of those things. My first stream, I'm really enjoying it. I found your channel the other day. Thank you for being so chill and fun to watch. Thanks for being here. Started having dreams of having alpha. You've been opted in since Kata was announced. I've never gotten alpha or beta. It's definitely, it can feel super random. I had the same problem. I had the Warlords beta, we got into, the Warlords beta was offered as part of a promotion. The thing where you would like commit to subbing to WoW for a year and then get free Diablo 3. And there was a mount, that's where the Tyrael's Charger mount, and then Warlords beta? So that's how I got into the Warlords beta. The MOP beta, I was not in MOP beta. I got in the Warlords beta like that, and then the Legion beta could not get in until the PvPer wave. I actually got in with the rest of my PvPer friends, and I think it's because I had a character over 2400 rating on live servers, because everybody else that I knew that got invited was over 2.4. It's, the random lottery is rough. CPU encoding or NVENC encoding? I was trying to use NVENC encoding. I think I switched it from X264 to NVENC. I think that's what that means, is using that. Because I've heard that for recording, not streaming, but for recording at a very high bit rate, NVENC is more efficient, whereas at a low bit rate, where for when you're streaming, you're better off with X264. That's my understanding. I might be wrong. I am writing to a solid state drive. It's not like a NVMe drive. It's just a regular solid state drive, but it is solid state, and it's not the same one that the game is on. So they're on two different. I have two SSDs in there. I'm writing to a different one that I'm playing on. Your mother got alpha while I'm sitting here playing Legion. Oh man. Have you considered a new flux capacitor? No. You know, I should probably just download one of those. I got alpha, barely touched it. Be a better option for WoW. Save that CPU for the game. And the WoW cookbook, I'm in love with the cherry pie. Can you make it? It's actually scheduled. That is our next baking stream recipe. The way that I do 2 baking streams a month, and then at the beginning of the month, my Patreon, all of my Patreon supporters can vote from a selection of recipes on what they want me to make. And cherry pie finally won. I had it on the poll a couple times, but it finally won this month. So we're doing that Wednesday, actually, this upcoming Wednesday, at a time, which I will check when I'm not trying to tank. It's been posted places. You can check the community tab of my YouTube channel, but we're making the cherry pie on stream on Wednesday, and I'm terrified because I've never made a full-fledged, oh, look at my cat. Look at my kitty. I've never made a proper pie before. I've made pie-like things. I've made pastry. I'm really afraid of making a normal pie. I randomly got alpha the other day, no fair. Started at the end of MOP. Anybody else? I started YouTube at the end of MOP. Middle of MOP. I think MOP was when I started my YouTube channel. Needs to be a bit higher bitrate, true. Currently farming for green fire. Glad I found your stream to keep me sane. I'm going to select group members for the next dungeon. I am, yes. So anybody that is in here, I will be, at the end of this raid, I'm going to thank you guys, and I'm going to leave. I'm probably going to go AFK for like a minute to reheat my tea here. I will probably let my cat stream for me for a minute, and then when I come back, I will be creating a new group to do a new run. I finished my stream early to watch this. Oh, it's unfortunate that I'm about to ditch you then. How was your stream, Hero? Did you make Nanaimo bars for yourself? No, I still have all of the ingredients. I should do that this weekend. Do I have time? Maybe on Sunday. I always end up having less time than I think I have on Saturdays because I like plan all this stuff and then I do most of it and then the Overwatch League starts and I'm like, oh no, I can't not look. But there's no Overwatch League on Sundays, so I think I can probably make them then. Me and Hazel started our channels at the same time. Did we start at the same time? I know that we were about the same level back when we first got going. I didn't know that we started at the same time. I kind of thought you had some seniority over me. Didn't we also start around the same time as Bellular? I could have sworn that he started at the same time as me. I feel like that was a fact that's in my brain. I don't know if it's true, but it sounds true. My ideal WoW CPU specs without streaming? I mean, whenever you go to ideal, you can just like put as much as you want in there. Like if you're just looking for an ideal price for performance point and you're not planning on streaming, it's actually mostly the same because you're still going to want pretty good graphics. You're going to want a quite good CPU. And then make sure they have at least one good sized SSD so that you can always keep WoW in an SSD. That's the dream right there. But like these days, you know, you can get a 1070. This graphics card runs WoW awesome. If you can get your hands on a 1070, you can use that as your graphics card. A new gen i7 will do just fine. That is the thing that you want. You don't need to worry about the i9s or anything like that. Get yourself an SSD, like a 256 gig, if not a 500 gig SSD. They're not that expensive anymore. I would go for at least 16 gigs of RAM. Don't need any more of that for just WoW and not streaming. I don't think you really need the RAM for streaming. You need the RAM for editing. Make sure you've got a big enough power supply. Did I make what for myself? Did you make what? What did you make? I asked you if you had a good stream. Do you like spicy food? I will eat spicy food to prove that I can. Some of the spicy foods I really enjoy. I get these, if I'm having ramen, I get these spicy kimchi flavored Korean ramens. And those like hurt me, but they're so good. And like none of the other ones are half as good. But outside of that, I mostly, you know, if it's trying to hurt me, I will eat it. It'll probably be okay, but it's not like my favorite. Ideal WoW specs, NASA equipment. Yeah. Without streaming or multitasking, i5 with the highest clock speed. Oh, that's probably a good point, yeah. That's probably a good point. The only reason I said an i7 was because, like you said, WoW is a very CPU-heavy game, but I don't know how well WoW takes advantage of multi-threading these days. I have no idea. Thanks, guys. Woo! Alright, let's see if we got anything good here. I got 2 linen cloth. Oh, I need to remember to turn in my quest here. It won't benefit from our cores. I see. Streams are the worst. Don't tell my subs. Your wife tried to make the fireside log, failed horribly. My kitchen was a mess. Overdid it with the filling, and I had a sugar coma after she made it. Happy belly. The one that I did on stream most recently actually turned out really good, taste-wise. But my sloped sponge, like I didn't have an even. I must not have battered evenly onto the pan. I must not have battered evenly onto the pan because I had a really fat side and I had a really skinny side. The skinny side wasn't burnt, but the fat side was like a tiny bit undercooked and it didn't roll super evenly. Fastest talking streamer. Have you? I mean, not a WoW streamer at all, but have you seen XQC? Is that your cat on the camera? Yeah, and I'm gonna blow up her camera to make it bigger, so that I can AFK and reheat my tea for a minute or two. So I will be back, and until then, hang on. If I'm gonna let her stream, then I need to, at the very least, get her a little bit more centered. Pan. There we go. There we go. Okay, I'll be back. about that. I'm back. I'm back. Okay. Hang on. There, giant cat shrunk back down. How you guys been? Punk rock turtle. Let me shrink her back to a somewhat normal size. And I'm going to open up the group, pour myself a new cup of tea, and I grabbed myself a piece of snack cheese because all I had for lunch, like, I thought I was gonna have time. I finished actually the vlog early enough that I thought I was gonna have time to get ready to have lunch before I got ready for raid testing, but I spent a long time troubleshooting the 4K recording that eventually didn't work, so I ended up. Okay, so start a group. I'm going to ask that if you were in the most recent one to not apply again because I forgot to double check. Here, let's see. Let's try and cycle some new people through here if anybody new would like to come. Once again, 20 to 60, looking for healer, 3 DPS. I'm just going to queue for a random dungeon. That was fun, just let damage. Tea is done. Rogue is fun if geared right, has some sick burst. Outlaw is fun. Do you play Hearthstone? Have you opened any of the new packs? So I actually logged into Hearthstone. Oh, hang on. So first come, first serve. Let's see. DPS 1, 2. I cannot take you because you're level 74. And then we have a healer that can also DPS, and then you can heal. So that would fill us. Right. Okay, so we are full. So apologies to anybody that did not make it in. 5 is such a small group. Yeah, so Hearthstone, I played a little bit of it like last night, before I went to bed. I opened my new packs. I did the brawl once or twice, and that was it. I actually have no idea what's going on in that game. I know that there's a new mechanic called Echo. I don't know what Echo does. You were playing in Europe? Me, not right now. No, I do have an EU account. I need to transfer it off of Draenor. Maybe I'll do that this week. Going 2 healers. I mean, one of the 2 healers signed up as healer DPS. I'm assuming that one of you can swap. We could 2 heal it. Doesn't really matter. The delay is intense. I hit refresh and apply before it showed on the screen was the 5th DPS. Maybe later. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of delay on the stream. Hunter wants to join. Oh no. Now if you're struggling with wanting to change to a Velf, like you want to change but you don't want to, or you would like to, or you want to stay an elf but you also don't. Divine Steed. Oh, I have a horsey. Oh, it's not a horsey. I have an Elec. Oh man, that's fun. I guess I can't do that very often, but that's the Paladins didn't have that last time I played. Echo allows you to replay the card only during that turn as many times as possible. Okay, so you have to pay the cost again, but you can it like comes back to your hand during that turn. You started playing WoW again. My realm has a very low population. Should I consider changing realm? It depends on what you want to do. The things that are limited to your realm are your guild and your auction house. Pretty much everything else, your guild, your auction house, and current tier mythic rating. So if you are planning on being a current tier mythic raider, you're gonna want to be in the same guild on the same server as your mythic rating guild, which is, if it's there, that's great. And if it's not, then that's unfortunate. If you want to be part of a guild and you're not, and there's no guilds in your server, then you might want to transfer to a higher population one to find a guild. And if you are interested in playing the auction house and trying to make gold, and the auction house is not sufficiently active on your server to do that, then you might want to transfer to a higher pop server to play the auction house. If you're not really into mythic rating and you're either happy with your guild or you don't want a new one, and you don't really play the auction house, there's no real reason to transfer servers, because you can join Pug, Normal, and Heroic raids cross server, LFRs cross server, you can queue arenas with people cross server. Most things, very few things, are limited to a specific server anymore. Did you see the new mummy pet model? I did not, actually. I missed that one. Your main's been a night elf since vanilla, so becoming a void elf sounds scary. Yeah, I mean, we don't have to be a void elf. Are you a shadow priest? Void Elf Shadow Priest is pretty compelling. Other than auction stuff and raiding, not worth it. It looks cute. Wait, a mummy pet that looks cute? How is it a cute mummy? I need to look this up. Your hordes, you made a Nightborn Warlock after you had made a Warrior, but you wanted to play a Lock instead. You can talent into more charges for Divine Steed. You can glyph to change your Elk to a horse or a class mount. Oh. What's the Paladin class mount? What is it called? Can I look it up? As I am in the middle of this fight. Oh, I can't stun this boss. I swear I stunned an earlier one. Class. No, Paladin. Paladin. Is it the, no. What's it called? Actually, like, it's a horse, right? Set you a photo of the mummy pet on Discord. Oh, thank you. Let me, I don't know if it's just because I brought myself a snack, but I'm starting to feel a little lightheaded. I kind of want to eat it. Baron Rivendare Steed Purified. Oh, I see. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's super cute. For anybody that's in my Discord, it's linked in the WoW and Scroll Squad discussion tab. Oh, that's awesome. I wonder what that's from. I could see some mummy stuff happening in like the Droost areas. They have some buried people. Are you gonna play Warlock and BFA considering how fun they seem to be at the moment? Probably not. I'm kind of a Shadow Priest forever. I mean, I wasn't a Shadow Priest forever when I started Shadow Priesting, but I think I think I'm pretty about it. High Lord something? Charger? High Lord's Charger. Okay. Let's see here. High Lord's Charger. Oh, there's different colors of it. Oh, interesting. It looks like the unicorn horse, but with armor on it. What's he so mad about? What are the different colors for? Is that for different specs? Multiple spec skins. Oh, I see. Tauren Pally should have gotten a Kodo for a class hall mount. Yeah, Tauren look a little bit weird on a lot of mounts. They need like a big, wide mount to make them look a little bit not strange. Ian also hinted at lock nerf. Nobody reigns forever. That's true. Shadow Priests are kind of in that position where, on one hand, because it's the only DPS spec in the class, and it's not unique in that position, Demon Hunters are the same way, but because it's the only DPS spec in the class, if it's not performing well, like, you can't just respec. You're kind of doomed. And on one hand, that's a risk, because sometimes they aren't going to be very good. But on the other hand, I feel like it's an extra incentive for Blizzard to not let them be bottom of the pack. Like, with a mage spec or a hunter spec, I feel like, you know, somebody always has to be bottom of the pack, and I feel like, and I'm just completely making this up, but I feel like they're more likely to allow a spec to be bottom of the pack when there are other better options within that class. So while Shadow Priest is a little bit risky, and it's almost never super top DPS, or at least not all the time, it's usually high up there in a couple of fights. It's not usually absolute bottom tier either. At least not for what I do. I'm not mythic rating, so like cutting edge sim numbers aren't really going to be my life. As long as I try hard and I apply myself and I get as much out of the class as I can, I'm usually going to be upper to middle pack in my guild, because we're just a hero guild. We're not doing mythic or anything crazy. I want to do a High Mountain Tauren. I just unlocked it. What class should I do? A High Mountain Tauren class. I mean, High Mountain Tauren Druids look pretty cool, but if you're planning on a Druid, you might want to save it for some of the new ones, like the Zandalari or the Kulturan. What else can they be? I actually am not really familiar with the specs that they have. 4 Pally class mounts, you have to level the weapon to Concordance. Back in 7.2 it was hard, not anymore. Yeah, I was thinking that actually. It's very, very easy to get at least to the Concordance step. It's a little harder to get to the 75 that you need for, the 75 traits that you need for, what's it called? The thingy, the Crucible. But Concordance is pretty easy. High Mountain Tauren Hunter's pretty neat. Can they be hunters? You can buy the various spec list for the class hall vendor once you finish the Charger questline. Okay. Exactly why I dropped Priest as my main back in the day. Tauren monks are hilarious to play, and I know because I play one. Hazel, a little spammy on the cooking stream. We're good. We're good. We sorted it out. Good. They have cool totems. The Dark Iron Dwarf totems, man. They can be hunters. High Mountain Taurens are regular Taurens, but I believe the term is antlers. They are Antlurier. Ah, that one's a tough one to say. Antlurier. All right, it's not that hard to say. The cat is adorable, right? She's my baby. She's so sweet too. Like, she is every bit as friendly and precious and sweet as she looks when she's on camera. She's like that 100% of her life. She's always cute. She wakes me up by like walking all over me and purring and begging for pets, but only after my alarm gets me up. You know, she has to notice that I'm awake. She doesn't wake me up. She notices that I'm awake, and then she'll come say hi and make sure I get out of the bed. It's like the cutest alarm clock in the world. New to your stream, love your content, keep it up. Thanks, appreciate that. You're excited to play Culture and Druid. I want to level a Druid now, but I can't go through this leveling twice for one class. Yeah. You see the, I'm sure you did, but the, they data mined the Culture and Feral form today. Did they do that before? It was after my vlog, right? I would have put that in the vlog. Yeah, they data mined the Culture and Feral form. It looks pretty good. Oh, we got some ads. Oh, this guy's almost dead. I'm probably doing a fairly awful job of tanking because I'm both distracted and also not very experienced. When are you teaching your cat to play WoW? She used to, and maybe it's just because I haven't played a shaman in a long time, but I, on a couple of occasions, would. I remember because I took a picture. I was on my elemental shaman in Warlords leveling through Shadowman Valley, and that was back when they had lightning shield. And she would swat at the lightning shield, like she would follow it all around the screen and then like tap it with her paw, like she wanted the lightning shield. And that's as close as I've ever gotten to my cat wanting to play WoW, which is good because, wrong way, this way. Woof. She's yeah, you go over there. Dropping by, say you're awesome, keeping you. Thanks, Manny. Why don't you like Disc Priest? I think it's very easy to dislike something that you don't understand. I don't understand Disc. And I continue to not understand it because I have never made any efforts to understand it because I've never needed to. I almost never heal, and if I ever do heal, I'm already comfortable and holy, so that's kind of what I'm gonna do. So, it's kind of a intentional, negligent thing. I'm sure it's fun. It's probably not bad. I'm sure they do great. It's just I don't even play it. If you absolutely never want to tank or heal, best to pick a pure DPS. When Blizzard sucks the fun out of a spec, you have options. Yeah, that's true. Shadow Breeze have tentacles though. Like, have you seen the tentacles? Cat wakes me up 2 hours before my alarm. My cat used to do that back before we got her an automatic feeder. Getting her an automatic feeder was a night and day difference in the cat letting us sleep. Because before she would wake you up because she wanted you to feed her. But she now knows that the robot feeds her. So she doesn't need us. She doesn't need to wake us up. If your cat wakes you up for food and you wish it would stop, I 100% investing in a auto feeder. It's one of the best things that I've ever bought. All right. Thank you very much. I am going to make another rip for a new run. But I am first going to take a minute to drink some tea and eat this piece of cheese. I'm afraid I'm gonna fall asleep on you guys here. I passed some of the stream. Apologies for the yawn contagion. Okay, hang on. Hazel, wake up. I have every intention of going to bed after this. I'm gonna play another like 20 minutes of WoW, and then see. Look at the cat. She's sleepy. She knows. You coming over here? You're just stretching. You stretching? I have every intention of going to bed. This is cold, but I think that's what was still in my mug before I went and reheated the rest of my tea. This is that. This is the rose mint tea. Actually, the rose mint, Egyptian rose mint tea, I think, that we opened on mail time. Every time you yawn, Ion, stop it. Have you played the new Overwatch PvE event? No, I have not played it yet. I haven't even watched anybody play it. I'm leveling my Tauren. Any tea recommendations? Oh, I think I needed food. Like I said, I had cereal for lunch. It's so hard. There's so many types of tea, and they're so different, and they're so tailored to different circumstances. It's really hard to pick a favorite or like a recommendation. Most of them are good. It's hard to get bad tea. Go take a nap with a cat. Kitty never misses nap time. Kitty never misses nap time. I'm gonna open up the group again. I'm gonna wait like 30 seconds between saying this right now and actually starting the group, so that anybody that wants to join can get ready. Online places besides Tao of Teen, Yen, and sourcing. On the lower end of things, you can get some really good tea from Harney.com and also from Stash. It's not going to be as intense as those two, but a lot of the tea that I drink every day is from those places because the shipping's better, it's cheaper, it's still loose leaf, and it's still quite good. I've had some really good teas from Harney, actually. Harney has this Bangkok blend that's like green tea with lemongrass and like coconut, and it's like really refreshing. I really like that one. Good tea for cold and flu? For cold and flu, as long as you're drinking a hot, clear tea, like something that doesn't have milk in it, it's like hot, it's going to be helping. So it's just about the flavors that help make you feel better. I've enjoyed ginger and ginseng for that. I like drinking like a honey lemon ginseng tea or a honey lemon ginger tea, or just like all of them together. Those typically help me feel better. It's not going to heal you, but it doesn't hurt. And also it helps you stay hydrated because it's not caffeinated. Lapsang's amazing. Lapsang's tricky because, alright, so DPS 1, DPS 2. Some of them are just so smoky. DPS 3, and then we're looking for one healer. I've had some really good ones, and I've had some that are like just really artificially smoky, and that's not very good. Baby Bill? Yeah, pretty much. I think that's what this is. Rope Coat, my favorite tea. New to your stream, love your content. Thanks, Quentin. Glad to have you here. At this point, if you healed for a previous round and you would like to heal again, you are welcome to. Thank you. That was good. I needed that. I normally take extra care to make sure that I'm getting enough food and like the right food to keep my energy up, but I was just busy. That helps. Okay. So we are now officially full. Appreciate it. And I'm going to queue it up. Hey, from Australia. I just found your content a month ago. I love it. Well, thanks for checking out the stream. Well, I hope that you're having a really good day and gearing up for a great weekend. Although if it's Australia, it's probably already Saturday for you, huh? It's probably not even Friday anymore. It's only, for me, it's like just, 20 to 5 on a Friday. One night in Bangkok and the world's your oyster. Is that like a song lyric or something? Have I done this dungeon? I don't see any quests, so I must have done it. I love this place. This is one of my favorite early dungeons. I was a little bit upset when they redid it because they've redone this dungeon a couple of times now, actually, but I was upset when they redid it because I just had a lot of sentimental memories of like getting my very first battle pet here, but it can still drop. You can still absolutely farm green wing macaws here. I should get it out. I should go find my green wing macaw. Green wing. Sorry. I will keep tanking in just a second here. There we go. Just so many good memories of doing this in like my early WoW days, because I am early on for the first like 2 or 3 expansions that I played, I did nothing but level alts, and you do a lot of dead mines when you level a lot of new alts. Saturday, 9:40 a.m. here in Australia. It's a song. It's about a cheese player. Oh, a chess player. I'm thinking there's some kind of cheese sport that I'm not aware of. I could see competitive cheese tasting being a thing. I feel like people that are extremely passionate about things like wine and cheese are probably competitive enough to find some way to judge some people as better at tasting cheese than other people. And then like compete over it for money and cheese points. I want to play cheese. Old Vanilla Dead Mines was great. It's just a classic, but I feel like they really kept the spirit of the dungeon. Mostly. I mean, you change out a lot of the bosses, and it was necessary because of the storyline that they did with the Zone and Cataclysm, but they did change it a lot. Hello, Hazel. Hello. How are you doing? I love cheese. Same. I actually, you know what? Really exciting news. Super exciting, you know, like, write it in your diary, call your mom news. I finally made a mac and cheese that I was proud of. I think I figured it out. The problem was, in the past, I had not been using, like, I was having texture issues. My flavor was always good. My texture was always iffy. Like, it would kind of fall apart, and I had really become grainy or lumpy. And there's a couple of things that you can do to fix that. And one of them that I got onto a while ago was making sure that when you melt the cheese, you don't do it too hot. You don't want your cheese to separate. So melting the cheese at, like, a low temperature after you've, like, turned off the heat, basically. But the other thing, I was not previously using enough dry mustard, like ground mustard powder. Because I was just flavoring. I thought, you know, that mustard flavor is great, but I have this actual mustard. I really like the flavor I get when I put honey mustard in it. I'm going to do these other things instead. What I did not realize is that the mustard powder actually acts as like an emulsifier, I want to say is the right word. I could be wrong. But it has a chemical property that assists the texture of the mac and cheese. And when you put a bunch of it in there, all of my, like, the last problem I was having, and it was a really good one. Like, I do it with a sharp cheddar. I usually put some gorgonzola, no idea how to pronounce it, but I put it in my mac and cheese. A little bit of Parmesan. I made it with whole milk, and it was fine. I finally made a really good one. And I'm very excited because I've been trying to perfect that recipe for years. Oh, I mean, it's good to me. I haven't fed it to anybody but me and my husband. But he liked it, but he's not going to tell me he doesn't like it. If I ever make something and he doesn't like it, I am never going to know. There is cheese rolling in Europe. That used to be a Neopets mini game. Do any of you remember that? I spent way too much time on Neopets as a child / teenager. And there was definitely a mini game. It wasn't one of the OG mini games like Mirka Chase, but it was one of the later ones that they added. It was something to do with rolling cheese down a hill. You were able to, like, keep the cheese if you succeeded or something like that. I used to love Neopets. Every now and then I'll, like, recover my password and then go look at all my starving Neopets and then feel really bad. But that was the thing that I spent all my time with online before I got into MMOs. Mac and cheese sounds amazing. I see. Best mac and cheese is baked mac and cheese with breadcrumbs at the top. So the way I've been doing it lately, like, I really liked baked mac and cheese with the breadcrumbs at the top, but it always kind of comes out dry for me. Like, no matter how much sauce I use, and maybe I just need to adjust the recipe to make it a liquidier sauce because the pasta starch, like, I feel like the pasta, like, absorbs a lot of sauce, and it's very easy to make it like a pasty consistency. I like it to be gooey. So what I've been doing is I, like, make the same recipe that I would make I make the same recipe that I would make to make a baked mac and cheese. Hard to say. But I just don't bake it. I just put the breadcrumbs right on top, off of the stovetop. I'll shred some fresh Parmesan on there. I'll put some pepper on there. And then I just serve it like that. Like, I just skip the baking step. It lets me eat it 40 minutes faster, and then I don't have to worry about drying out my pasta. It's great. Are you married? I am married. Hungry now? Yeah, same. I ate a small wheel of cheese and now I want more. I hate that the revamped Skull mods. I didn't like the old one, so I'm a little biased. I like the new one better, but it's definitely a lot different. The Meridil cheese roller. Yes, that was it. Oh man, you kids and your newfangled Neopets. Oh man. I got into WoW after Wizard 101. Yeah, I went, like, I did Neopets. I used to talk on, like, a chat website called Gaia Online, where you had, like, these weird little avatars. I never really understood what the point was, but I spent a bunch of time on there when I was, like, 11, 12, 13. And then after Neopets, that was when my friends were, like, getting into WoW, and I didn't want to pay a monthly sub fee for a game because I was, like, 13 and I hated asking my parents for stuff. And so I tried some free MMOs. I ended up playing a free Asian MMO called Shaya Online. Had some very scantily clad goddesses providing realm-wide buffs. That was actually not bad, although it had a couple of features of Korean MMOs that are thankfully not present in Western ones. Like, it was very grindy, it was very punishing. It was one of those games where if you die, you de-level, and levels are very difficult to get. And then eventually I just sucked it up and got WoW. I don't remember how I talked my mom into it. Like, I used to hate asking her for stuff. Not because she would say no, but because I didn't want to make her say no. I don't remember how I managed to get my mom paying for my WoW sub fee. She doesn't do it anymore. But I eventually managed to set that up. And then the rest is history. Gaia, I remember Gaia? Yeah. I don't have great memories of it because I feel like I had an unsavory like I feel like I met somebody that I didn't appreciate interacting with. I don't really remember what happened. I don't think it was good. I don't think it was like scarring or anything, but it was something that I'm blocked out happened on Gaia. RAP Club Penguin, Ancient Game, Neopets and Gaia Online, Nostalgia Flashback. Yeah. Neopets was such a rough thing. Like, I'm so spoiled these days for digital entertainment compared to Neopets, because like everything that you do in Neopets requires a page refresh. And like on my, what was it, 2006 internet, 2005 internet, earlier than that, like, and my old, it was like a Windows 90, we had Windows 98. And then later, I think I played Neopets in my Windows XP computer later, but it was like refreshing the page was a commitment. You needed to be ready and you needed to wait. And everything required a page refresh. I think it still does. I was pretty into Neopets. Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Old Scholar was an adventure. It was very fun to go in there with your guild and talk and try and kill stuff and wait for drops. Going to the town, sitting under the trees and doing the puzzles. You're making me feel old. I started MMOs with Asheron's Call, then moved to WoW when it came out. A lot of my guildies, I didn't because I think I was a little young for Asheron's Call, but a lot of my guildies, and including my husband actually, started in Asheron's Call. I think they played a lot of Asheron's Call back in the day. They briefly started replaying it when they redid it in the last year or two, but that didn't last very long. Can you tell us about your marriage? I'm gonna go ahead and say no, just because I feel like this is not super relevant. It's a boundary that I prefer to keep. Not talking about it too much. I remember Maple Story was the game that I discovered what... Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah. That's a thing. Free realms. Put the crumbs on top and then you use your broiler to crisp them up. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. You started with EverQuest. Anytime you tried to get something in Neopets at the market, it would show the picture, but when you clicked it, it wouldn't be available. Any of you guys do, like when you set up your Neopets shop, they actually let you, like, code it and customize it with, I think it was HTML, and like adding like the auto playing music or whatnot. I had a Neopets shop. I wasn't very good with it. I was not super good with it. EverQuest was your start. Your first MMO was WoW. Your dad started playing it at the end of BC. I kind of wish my first MMO was WoW. Oh, I don't want to be in this thing. Like I feel like I wish I had started earlier. And I wish I had played a little more seriously the whole time. Like, I wish I had started... I guess, Wrath was a perfectly good time to start. It would have been nice to play during BC, but I was otherwise occupied. I was a big school geek. School and band nerd back then, in, like, early high school days. But it would have been... I really wish that I had gotten into raiding and PvP earlier, because then I would have been able to PvP through MOP. I would have been able to raid through MOP. I would have been able... Like, I did some raiding in Kata, but I feel like I missed some really great eras. Like, everybody has the biggest, like, soft nostalgia spot for Ulduar, and I don't get it at all. I didn't do it when it was new. It's all kind of, like, gray and blue. The colors don't really, like, amaze me. There's, like, a lot of bosses that get kind of lost. I don't know. It's fine. I'm missing some things that other people have that I feel like I could have had. Ever Living Spores up in my realm, 1.5 million. Man, I wonder if they'll sell it for that much. Like, on one hand, it really is that rare, but on the other hand, that's a lot of gold. Hear the exciting news, more abilities going on to the GCD. I read about that, yeah. I couldn't really think if I had any feelings. I feel like it's one of those things that is going to feel a little clunky at first, and then you're going to get used to it, and then you're going to forget that it was ever different. Bought it at a more reasonable price. I started with Ultima on the Commodore 64. MySpace was my jam. I didn't do MySpace. I did not do MySpace. I did Facebook when it came out. Maybe a year or two after it came out. I got into Facebook in like high school. I got off of Facebook shortly afterwards. I haven't been on Facebook for a couple of years. I have a YouTube page and I update it almost never. I can't remember what other websites I used to go on all the time. It was a lot of Neopets. You did Ulduar, you preferred ICC much more in that expansion. You miss old leveling. You wish there was a way to toggle old and new leveling. You hated Ulduar when it came out, it took forever. First was Guild Wars, kind of miss it. Your first was WoW when you started in WoD. Same way by old content, I just started raiding this X-Pack. Better late than never, though. And Like, I feel like while there was a lot of really great older raid content that you missed, the new raid content is one of those places that I think most people, not everybody, but most people agree that it's been doing nothing but getting better. Like, the encounter designers have been knocking it out of the park for a couple of expansions now, and their ability to continue innovating and putting out like these fun and engaging and just cool looking encounters is pretty insane. So while you may have missed a bunch of really awesome raid tiers, you're living in the golden age. You're living in the golden age of raiding. Amazing hair, thanks. My second stream, love your content. Thanks for doing what you do. Thanks for coming back, Lauren. I hope you're having a good day. Ulduar is awesome. Want to know what the funny thing is? I've never done raids when they were current. I'm like that with a lot of mounts and mythic, like, and achievements even. Like, we always say we're gonna do achievements. We don't do achievements when they're current. I do achievements 5 expansions later when somebody bugs me into doing it. For nostalgia reasons, I just got Wizard 101 on my computer. None of my friends are looking forward to BFA. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. You gotta make some new BFA friends. Like, don't abandon your old friends, but just make additional friends. Started WoW in March 2005. My main was a gnome warlock. I've been casually watching and listening while doing homework, and you only just realize what character you're on. How exciting. Yeah, it's been a while since I leveled something else. I'm not super hyping up this, that I'm doing this, because I'm not really committing to it. It's kind of something that I'm just doing for fun on stream. I'm probably not going to spend a whole lot of time tanking at max level, but it's nice to have. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I need to move that button. That's not a good spot for that button. I want to get out of the bubble as a tank, right? Oh man. Legion is my first expansion. I was there for the start. Yeah, doing an expansion from the beginning is always, like, the first expansion that you do from the beginning is always super cool. The cattle launch was so exciting for me. And the mop launch too, actually. Both of those launches were disasters. They didn't really figure out launches until Legion. Even the Warlord's launch was kind of iffy. But, yeah. Back in those days, though, I used to buy physical collector's editions. I got them all the way up all the way up. I got one for Kata, and then I got one for Mob. And I got one for Warlords. But that was the last one that... Did I get one for Warlords? I don't remember, actually. Maybe I didn't. I haven't gotten collector's editions recently because it just wasn't convenient to do so. I didn't want to have to wait to pre-order the game and, like, worry about trying to get a refund. But the new way that they do it, I think I'm going to get one. But if I do get it, because I already have the game pre-ordered, I don't need to go out and buy the game at midnight. And I've had a couple of really cool experiences of, doing a midnight WoW pre-order and picking it up, at the store, at the GameSpot or GameStop or EB Games or whatever it is that, I don't know if EB Games is still around anymore, but, like, at the game store. I haven't done that in a while. And I don't think I would do it again, because by doing that, you lose out on playing right at midnight, which is now a viable time to play. That things are probably going to work, and if you pre-ordered, you can get in right away. So I don't think that starting late is worth doing the midnight release thing, but the midnight release thing was kind of cool. I've told this story before, but for the mop one, I had pre-ordered it at a nearby game store, and I realized on the day, like an hour before I went to go pick it up, that I needed ID to pick it up. And I could not find my ID. Could not find it. I couldn't find it anywhere. Like, I think I dropped by there, and then they said no, wait, how did it go down? I don't remember how I got there, but I remember searching frantically for my ID, almost in tears, thinking that I wouldn't be able to pick it up in time. Because there was a short window where you go and they sell them, and then they close the store, because it's like the middle of the night. And if you're late, then you don't get it until the next day. So I was so upset thinking I wouldn't make it, and I find it. And I tear out the door, and I run there, because I don't drive. And it was like under normal circumstances, it was a 20-minute walk, and I had about 8 minutes to get there, so I just sprinted in the middle of the night through my urban area, all the way to the game store. Super sweaty and out of breath when I got there, but I made it in time, and I picked up my copy, and then I was so tired walking home. And then it was mop, so nothing really worked right on time, but it was just so exciting. And I got a poster too, actually. They, I think they felt bad for whatever had made me so horribly sweaty. Or maybe it was just something they were handing out to collector's edition pre-orders, but I got a mop poster back then. I still have it in my closet somewhere. I don't have it up anymore because I have the canvas wall hang now, but you need to recruit for more raiders. You hate recruiting. I've never been in the position of needing to, and I'm very grateful for that. It does not look fun. Firelands was cool when it was current. I have a soft spot for Firelands because that was my first raid that I ever did with the guild. I applied my way into a raiding guild all by myself. I didn't have any friends in. I didn't know anybody. I applied my way in because they needed a healer, and I applied and I got in, and I raided with them in towards the end of their I think it was just a normal guild, towards the end of their normal Firelands progression. But I remember the first boss that they were progressing on or doing was Majordomo Staghelm, and I watched hours of YouTube videos, which was like probably the same 2 videos just over like 7 times, that I would know what was going on because I was so nervous about it. Man, it was joining it, like raiding with other people for the first time is so scary. It's one of those things that you get used to, but it's so scary at first. Just opened the fella, got the Vibrant Mana Ray. Nice. Congrats, dude. Yeah, do you see the battle for Lordaeron is on alpha? Is it? Oh, there's a video I need to make for next week. Kara was great with the exception of the trash grind after Curator. Lost in Space is on Netflix today. The first episode is decent. Oh, that's good to know. I don't know what that show is about, but I do know that I think my husband wanted to watch it. So it's good that it's good because I'm probably going to end up watching it. He did the midnight lunch for BC. Recruiting is super easy. You don't drive. People think I'm weird because I'm almost 30. I never got my license. It stresses me out. I would really like to learn how to drive, and I'm hoping to do that within the next 5 years. I can't do it right now because until my green card renewal goes through, I can't get a driver's license at the DMV. But basically what happened is, so when I was 16, I was learning how to drive. I was learning how to drive from my stepdad. He was like an actual driving instructor, so it was great lessons, worked good. But then right around that time, him and my mom got divorced, and then he moved out, and I still keep in touch with him, but I didn't continue my driving lessons. And then shortly after that, I moved out of the house and went to university, and biked to university. And then I've always just lived in areas with transit, and I just never needed to. I think that in America, it is more important to be able to drive than it is in like in suburban America. It's more important than it was in urban Canada. I used to be able to get anywhere that I wanted to just by hopping on a bus, and now I haven't figured out Portland Transit yet. So I do want to learn how to drive at some point soon. I have a little bit of built up anxiety about it, but there's all sorts of people can drive. I think I can do it. You need a passport and proof of residence. Yeah, I have a passport. I have a green card. Oh, we're not done yet. It's just I need the green card renewal to go through. Raiding for the first time is so scary. I just joined your first guild. Everyone is really nice. Yesterday we all got our violet spell wings. Awesome. That's such a pretty mount. What did you study in uni? I went music. I was a performance major. I didn't finish my degree. I did about less than a year. I dropped out towards the end of my first year. You do have one. You never want to use it again. Important thing to raiding is finding a good group of people to play with. The actual content isn't that tough to learn. Exactly, yeah. Raiding is all about who you're raiding with. If you don't get along with your raiding guild, it's not worth it. It's 100% not worth it. The content is fun, but it's so much more fun when you're enjoying the people you're spending time with. Kira's a level 110 snoozer, right? Like, she gets herself into, like, the nap positions that don't even look like a cat anymore. Oh, man, I am level 30. Oh, that was pretty productive. That was more progress than I usually... I mean, I guess the low levels go pretty quickly, but that was more progress than I usually make. Thanks, guys. On anything on stream, so I appreciate that. Thank you to everybody that came and helped run me through these dungeons, and also everybody that applied. Appreciate the support. Thank you to all of our new super chats and sponsors. It helps out a ton. Next stream Tuesday, and then we're doing a baking stream on Wednesday. I'm going to do my best to work a little harder and get some cool videos out next week. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm going to bed. Bye, guys.